It's time to make a stand. Here's a look at some custom 6-scale display stands from artist Stoneys Stands. Stoneys Stands, actually an artist located on Facebook. I sourced him out, contacted him, having a look at some of the outstanding display stands that he produces for 6-scale figures, and I picked up a couple, and they've just arrived. And I have opened it slightly, but I haven't really fully examined the pieces yet. I thought I would do it here on camera. If you guys are interested in Stoneys Stands, based on really what you guys are going to be seeing here in this review, I'll put the links down below to his Facebook channel. So if you guys are interested in picking these ones up for yourself, he does a wide range of different 6-scale display stands for some of your popular 6-scale figures that you have on display. You know, and I know, sometimes the display stands that you get included with your 6-scale figures sometimes are either way too big, they just don't fit right on a D12, and they just don't sometimes look right. Or in some cases, sometimes like the 3.0 releases, just don't come with any display stands. So places like Stoneys Stands are actually a really great place to pick up display stands for yourself. And I did pick up 2 of them. 2 for now. I plan on getting a lot more in the upcoming months, but I only got 2 for the time being, and I'll show you guys which ones I got right now. We're going to go ahead and open this up. It did actually arrive rather fast as well. It seemed almost like the moment I bought them from Stoneys, they were immediately shipped out, and I think I got them in about a week or so after that. Now, again, I've already taken the liberty I took the bubble wrap off of some of them, just to kind of do a quick look at what the stands are going to look like. So when you obviously are going to be getting these for yourself, if you do want to pick up these for yourself, they will be very carefully wrapped. You can probably already see which ones I picked up for myself. I'm going to take out the rest of the bubble wrap here because there's a couple of other things located inside the box. Here's the little business card that comes included with it. Stoneys Stands, your ideas brought to life. The website, tenzo.terror@gmail.com, facebook.com/Stoneys Stands. I'll hold on to that. Also got a couple of little posts. And it looks like we also got another business card in here. Like, again, I really haven't fully examined these. I just kind of looked inside just to make sure everything was in there. And I thought I would wait and do this on camera. So I did actually pick up 2 stands, like I said. One of them was Friday the 13th. What a fantastic looking display stand. This is actually, like I said, this is from Stoneys Stands. He started making these acrylic display figure stands about 5 years ago, and he does this really as a side job, but I mean really based on just the incredible looking details that he's put to these. You know, again, like, I'm going to definitely be picking up more of these. The other one I did get was a Walking Dead display stand, and I've got some plans for it. You'll probably know right away when I open up all the other stuff, you know, what character that's going to be for. I also got myself a new knife. A good little introductory to my new knife. This is, by the way, this is Knifey McGee. I think we're going to go with Knifey McGee for the name of this knife. We don't really need to be naming knives, but I always like to use that. So we got ourselves a placard, and you'll see right away who this display stand is going to be for. I mentioned that, you know, with 3.0, unfortunately, a lot of their figures, I think most of their figures don't come with display stands. So that's why I picked up the Walking Dead display stand. I'm going to have a nice little front placard there that has Negan in there. You can see that this has been engraved. It's actually embedded into the surface there of the display stand, and it's on a nice little support. It sits on an angle. We're going to be making use of that. And don't worry. I've got some of the figures here as well in question, so you guys can see what it looks like. We're also going to take this and just very carefully cut the bubble wrap. I haven't opened these up at all. I just kind of looked at the stands, and then I thought, no, I want to show you guys this in a video. Kind of get. So we got some posts. The posts, those of course are going to be going into the provided holes. And then we've also got the little cradles in which the figures are going to be standing atop of. And again, he makes all of these himself. Just incredible, incredible work here. So let's bring the camera down a little bit. There we go. And if you go over to his Facebook page, he's got ones for Batman v Superman. He's got ones for Infinity War. He's got horror ones. Like there was a Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy Krueger stand I might consider getting. I do want to get a couple of like stands for specifically like the 3.0 releases, because it's like the 3.0 stuff. First of all, do mostly the horror stuff that I'm collecting. Would like to get one for like a Leatherface specifically. I also would like to get one for a Part 6. Halloween 6 Michael Myers. So I'm going to be doing a whole lot of buying from him in the upcoming, in the upcoming months or so. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put these all together here. Now he did indicate though, when you are picking these ones up for yourself, that there is going to be like little painter's tape you'll see located on both sides. This is just sort of keeping everything together. There's the Walking Dead logo there on the top. So before you actually take the tape off, you're going to run the post through first. And very carefully, just twist that in. There we go. And there's one post in place. And then we can go ahead and take the little cradle, slide that down. There we go. And you got yourself a display stand. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take the tape. He had advised to take the painter's tape off from the bottom. Just peel that off very carefully. There we go. There's one side. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. There we go. I'm really excited. I was waiting for these to arrive because every time I go down to the cabinet, like my detolfs where I got everything displayed, I'm thinking to myself, those are going to look so much better once I have like these display stands. And I think this also peels off. Let me just double check this. See if this is, I don't know if this is supposed to come off. Maybe I'll just leave that on. So there you have the Walking Dead display stand. And of course, in front of that, we can put the Negan placard. And that's just going to go like that. All right. Whew, I'm actually really excited, specifically about the Friday the 13th one, because the other one that we had was, if you had gotten these Sideshow Collectibles Jason Voorhees, it would have only come with just a very hexagonal, very basic black stand, and just had Friday the 13th written on the top there. These ones, you have to admit, do look much more impressive. So we're going to go ahead and take the post, and we're going to slide this back. Same thing we did with the Walking Dead, very carefully. When he had initially started this, because I was really curious as to how he kind of started his business. He had said that the first year he was doing all like saw cuts and hand sanding these pieces until eventually landing himself a laser cutter and engraver. So, I mean, really, like seeing again the stuff that he's done on his Facebook channel, you guys really got to check out his photos. So I'll put all the links down below. I don't know if this goes all the way in, so I'm not going to tempt fate by putting it any bit further. And then we can just put the cradle on top of that. There we go. Look at that. Whoa, I like that. And we're going to go ahead and peel the tape right off the bottom. And just very carefully. There we go. There's one piece of tape. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Just like that. And again, I feel like these come off, the little blue, I think it's just the protective film that's on it. But, I mean, really, you're not going to see it from the top anyways. So there are the two stands. Now, I guess all we really need are the figures. Just before I bring in, of course, the required two figures to have these on display with, I just also want to show you guys, I brought the Friday the 13th display stand that came included with the 6-scale figure release of Jason Voorhees. Again, like, it's not bad. There's really not a whole lot happening to it. You've got the Friday the 13th on the top there. Didn't even really do it in the red. Again, if you're somebody that likes to collect these and keep everything kind of consistent to one another, sure, okay, these stands are perfectly fine for what they are, but I just want to show you the difference between what we got with the Sideshow stand and what we get here with Stoneys stands. Personally speaking, I think this one's a lot nicer. It's not obviously as thick, but you gotta admit though, that's a lot more of an impressive way to display your figure versus what we initially got when it came included with the figure. Okay, enough stalling. So, of course, the figures in question, I got myself Negan here. I'm just going to bring up the cradle just a little bit higher. I got Negan. Let's bring this down a little bit. There we go. Maybe just bring it up a little bit. There we go. I got Negan. And I'll bring the camera back, don't worry, in a second. And then, of course, I think really the reasoning why I got these stands, or kind of caught my attention, was the Friday 13th display stand. And there is the Friday 13th display stand. And there are the two figures now with their corresponding display stands. Super impressive, I have to admit. Kind of does really finish them off really, really nicely here. Hopefully you'll admit though, the stands do elevate the polished presentation of these 6-scale figures. I still don't know how I'm going to eventually pose these guys. At really one point I had just Negan with the with Lucille over his shoulder. I might actually even just kind of play around with it a little bit more so now. But much needed display stands, if you ask me, for the Walking Dead pieces. Still want to get one for now Rick, and I also have one for I have Daryl Dixon, so I'd want to get a display stand for that. And then, of course, focusing my efforts over to Jason Voorhees, there's a whole bunch of 6-scale horror figures that I'd like to get similar display stands for. The thing also about Stoneys stands is, if you go over to his Facebook page, you can see all the stuff that he is currently producing, but he is also open to some ideas too. So if you can get an image and send it his way, he can produce the display stands. By the way, if you guys are wondering, FYI, obviously you guys are probably going to be curious as to the price point for these. On average, they're about a $30 to $40 price point. Personally, I think that's well worth it for really the kind of quality stands that you're getting for these. Like I said, there are ones for Batman v Superman. I'm probably considering getting a couple for the Batman v Superman. And most definitely, I'm going to be getting a whole bunch of them for my 6-scale horror figures. In fact, I'm so impressed with these display stands, I'm also even kind of considering going back and re-reviewing these two figures. Now with, I think, an elevated way to display them, an elevated way to present them. If you guys would like to see re-reviews on both of these figures, let me know down below in the comments section. But in the meantime, though, these were the new, well, not new, but new for this collector. These were the Stoneys stands, display stands for your 6-scale figures. He actually does ones for also masks as well. And if you had, like, for example, Thor, he's got little display stands for holding accessories and stuff like that as well. Some really fantastic work coming from this artist. I'll put all the information down below to his Facebook page if you want to swing on over there and check these ones up for yourself. I'm probably going to be most likely be picking up a lot more of these in the coming months. And I personally think, like, the display stands for around a $35 to $40 price point, I think is personally worth it based on the kind of quality that he's putting into these pieces, especially for the fact that he's also making the little placard stands. That's pretty impressive, I have to admit. Again, if you guys are interested in checking out more from Stoneys stands, you can head over to his Facebook page. It's basically just Stoneys stands. As soon as you type in Stoneys, actually, it should populate for you. Facebook.com/Stoneys stands. Today we were having a look at a couple of stands I just purchased from Stoney. This was the Friday 13th display stand. I actually really contemplated, being that this is kind of part 3, Jason, not going with the Friday 13th 1 logo. But I mean, really, that logo is just so cool. I could not pass on using that logo. And we got a display stand. Got a display stand also for the Walking Dead Negan. Let me know what you guys think of these display stands down below. And also the link to Stoney's stand will be located in the description just below this video. If you guys also haven't had a chance yet to hit that little subscribe button down below, make sure you switch it on now. And speaking of switching on, make sure you also turn on your bell notifications so when new videos are coming onto this channel, you'll never miss out. Thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you guys next time.